Hello, loves. Your spirit guides and spirit team recently took you down a rabbit hole, and they took you down this rabbit hole for a reason. This could be several different rabbit holes, obviously, but they are bringing through this message so strongly, like, pay very close attention to the details. Pay very close attention to the writings, the teachings, the history. Whatever rabbit hole you are taken down, it's a part of your soul purpose here upon earth. It's a part of something you're meant to speak on, share, bring a different perspective to, enlightenment to. Like, there's something there, a golden nugget, a piece of information that maybe no one else throughout history has recognized or realized. Pay attention to the rabbit hole or rabbit holes that spirit has recently taken you down or is about to take you down, or maybe you're in the rabbit hole right this very moment. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this video is popping up today because, you know, just yesterday or just this morning or just this week, you know, I went down the rabbit hole of blank. Okay. I'm talking to the seers, the oracles, those of you guys who have prophetic vision and sight. Prophetic knowledge is actually what I'm getting. Like, for some of you guys, okay, so right now on earth, we are actually living out prophecy timelines, aren't we? Prophecies that were shared and told and written thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. Long time ago. You're probably one of the souls, you know, who you were around when this prophecy was prophesied. Maybe you were the one who prophesied it, and now you're actually living it. Now you came back to actually live the prophecy. But for some of you guys, what I'm very clearly seeing is there are some prophecies. It's false prophecies. It's false prophecies. And there's a lot of false information written in the history books. Like, what is written is history. In fact, there's a lot of lies and cover-ups and deception and manipulation through lies and stuff like that. And so you're one of the souls from, also, like, these rabbit holes are activations for you. So if you're like going down a rabbit hole about, you know, it could be anything, you guys. It could be a rabbit hole about the Bermuda Triangle, which, what is the Bermuda Triangle? It's a portal. It's a portal. And we know there's portals all over the world. It could be about the Bermuda Triangle. It could be about the Appalachian Mountains. It could be about, you know, some type of folklore, Celtic Druid history. It could be about the Bible. It could be about, you know, Antarctica. It could be about cover-ups. It could be about the, you know, royal family. It could be about anything. But you're being taken down these rabbit holes for a reason. I'm hearing institutions. Exposing and bringing down the institutions. I'm just channeling. I'm full-blown channeling, so bear with me. Share with me in the comments below the rabbit hole that you were recently taken down, or the rabbit hole that you keep getting taken down deeper and further and more and more and more. Like, you went down the rabbit hole, you were guided, you just ended up in this one space, and then it just kept going deeper, and you kept learning more, and more was being shown to you and revealed to you. What are you seeing? What is it? I'm so curious to know. And then we can take notes in the comment section, and like, I guarantee a lot of you guys, you guys are getting the same thing. Like some of you are being taken down the same exact rabbit holes for the same exact reasons. That's really cool. Pyramid structure, like earth structures, like ancient structures, like pyramids. So you're being taken down the rabbit hole about like the pyramids and, you know, certain like ancient civilizations and, you know, like how these things were built and what really happened and how were they really built and, you know, like stuff like that. Okay. The first card out is all that glitters. Look at the mask sitting atop the gold. What we're seeing here is here's some of the souls and the rabbit holes and the information and the channeling and the downloads and the visions and the psychic sight and like all the things that like you're getting these intuitive hits. It's about the elites. It's about very, very like very wealthy corporations, very wealthy institutions, very wealthy families, etc. and so on. But they wear these masks. These masks sit atop a mountain of gold. Like all that glitters isn't gold, baby. Like just because it wears Chanel, okay, doesn't mean anything. Just because they have a summer house in the Hamptons doesn't mean anything. Just because they sail around the world on a yacht, that don't mean nothing. All that glitters isn't gold. You are going to be, you're here to expose a lot. You're here to expose a lot. Now, as light workers, that's kind of our deal anyways, right? Like on a general level, like we're here to bring light to you know, deeply rooted darkness and evil and manipulation and all these things, right? That's kind of what we do. That's like duh. But what I'm talking about and what's here is something more like centralized, like an area of focus, basically. Yeah, see, you walk between worlds. You're a weaver, a weaver of reality, a weaver of worlds. Weaving of information is actually what I'm seeing and getting. Weaving information together, bits and pieces. Okay, it's intuitive information, it's channeled information, it's also information that you are coming across in your, while you're going down these rabbit holes. Okay, you're watching YouTube videos, you're you know, there's like podcasts and books and information being brought into your awareness, something that hits you intuitively and your soul goes ding, 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 ding. That's it, baby. Let's go research that. Let's go Google, let's go read, let's go do what we need to do to learn about this. Walking between worlds. We have the flamingo and the hummingbird. The flamingo, it's wearing a crown, and the crown has like all of this energy light like beaming from it. This is like you walk between dimensions, you walk between worlds, realms, paradigms, dimensions. Like the blah, like black and white, like for me that's the false matrix, like that's the 3D matrix, if you will, right? And so you're someone that can weave and go in between both of these energies and help immensely, help bring people from this to this. But you can live in this, because that's what we all do. We live in the 3D, 4D, but like we literally like operate and connect. Our consciousness is 5D, 6D, 7D, etc. Right? So, but you are someone who walks between the spiritual realm and the 3D like very easily. You take information from one world and bring it to the next. You're a birther, an immaculate birther of divine realities and new realities. Also, all that glitter is like you're someone, by going down these rabbit holes and receiving this sacred information and like these puzzle pieces, you're putting like all these puzzle pieces together. You're mapping something out. For some of you guys, this is big. For some of you guys, this is a big like aha, like, oh my gosh, I just cracked the code. And then you take it and you share it collectively. You might actually experience like, or like where your accounts get like dinged because of what you're talking about, or what you're going to be talking about and revealing. We're in a new earth now, so like all of that stuff is actually being like transmuted, so it's working in favor of the righteous. And when I say righteous, you know, I mean the ones pure of heart. You know, like we operate from genuine, authentic, like soul energy. Okay, so the pure of heart, the righteous, we are the ones now where our channels are going to be skyrocketing in the coming months and years. The algorithms will favor us. All of that darkness and all of that falseness that's out there, that like, you know, people will be like, oh my gosh, they must be an amazing reader or healer, or, you know, they must know what they're talking about because they've got a large following. I'm going to tell you right now, there's more unawakened people in this world than awakened souls. There's more lower consciousness. There's more people in lower consciousness timelines than the higher consciousness timelines at this point in time. It just is. Is that number changing drastically as we go forth in each day? Yeah, it is, for sure, because more people are awakening. But I don't look at people with large followings and all these views, and I don't look at that like some kind of like accolade or credit or you know, thing that gives them credibility. That just means to me that they post consistently and that they probably have a vibration that attracts. It's a vibration of the majority right now instead of the minority of energies. You know what I mean? Anyways, I pulled out this. It's basically like, it's talking all about this deck right here is like new earth, dark matrix stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be careful about like what comes out, and I'm gonna have to monitor it a little bit. Okay, but I had to use this to talk about this message because you're going down rabbit holes and you are unearthing information. And like I said, it's like there's in the rabbit hole, you're being shown, it's activating for you. It's activating more of your inner knowing, more of your psychic ability, your prophecy, like, you know, like it's activating more of that awareness. Like, oh, I'm starting to remember this. Oh my gosh, I'm reading about this, but I can feel that what I'm reading here isn't true, or they left pieces out, or they added things in, or whatever the case, right? You know, this is like conspiracy theorist central, okay? Like, but you're not a conspiracy theorist. You're not a conspiracy theorist. You're someone who actually sees it. Like, you know. And that's why you're being taken down these rabbit holes that people would say are conspiracy theories, etc. You know better. And that's why this download, it came through last night or whatever, and I had to put it in my iPhone notes because I knew I had to record it today at some time when I had a moment. Because I was like, oh, this is good. And it was clear as day. That's all that came through, and it said was, Spirit recently took you down a rabbit hole for a reason. That was the message. Here we go. Tell me more about all that glitters and the flamingo. There could be something about like being called to certain places that are like I'm getting like certain places in Florida where the flamingos are, where flamingos live, tropical weather. I'm getting like Costa Rica, the Caribbean, Key West, the Keys, right? Florida. You could live in these areas, I don't know, or you're just being called to these areas for certain reasons, because listen, the rabbit hole is both spiritual and physical. Like, what I mean by that is you could be actually going into meditation, or you have a vision that comes through out of nowhere, or like I got this download, this message came out of nowhere. That's how it happens all the time. That's how it happens. I'm just living life, minding my business, and then bing, it comes through. Whether it's for divine union or something like this, whatever. You guys know what I mean. We have number 16 and number 3. 333 could be significant. 33, we know that's a master number. That's ascended masters. This is one more form and way that you're mastering your ascension. Is through these like rabbit holes of mystery and information that you're being taken down. Something about the beach too, like blue, clear waters, Lemuria is coming through very strongly in this. So it could be even like memories of Lemuria, prophecies that you had in Lemuria. Your Lemurian selves are activating. Your Atlantean selves are activating more and more and more. Okay, all right, so I know why. So the beach is very significant, the ocean, blue, beautiful waters, but it just is like the ocean in general, salt water. The ocean is like the womb of Gaia, right? This big watery womb. The ocean itself is a portal. The ocean is galactic AF. There are so many different beings in the ocean waters, not just sharks and whales and dolphins and fish, okay, sunken ships and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's literally like you're traveling into a portal. There's different dimensions, okay. What is it, like the tectonic plate, or what is it? Oh God, not that. What is it called? The that one part of the ocean. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But it's mysterious because it goes so deep. I don't think they even know how deep it goes for real. Because people can't go that deep, right? What is it called? I can't remember. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I know there's like divers and people that go there and people researching it and things like that. But the ocean itself is an underworld. I remember when I was like 18, or it was like right before I turned 18. When I went to Hawaii and we went on a submarine ride. And when we went down on the submarine and we were like on the ocean floor, just chilling and scooting around on the ocean floor, it was so bizarre and crazy and beautiful at the same time. And I remember just tripping out because I was like, okay, there's literally mountains, entire canyons, and it looks just like up here, but underwater, right? Okay. Anyways, the ocean, mermaids, sirens, ocean lore, ocean goddesses, right? Like all these different things, aliens, you know, certain things like military stuff. Like, okay, you might be getting taken down rabbit holes connected to the ocean and to the water is my point. Also the salt water. Anytime that you're taken down a rabbit hole, just like doing a reading or healing work or anything, like I'm talking about like energy hygiene. After I do a reading or a healing session with a client, or before I get started, right, I will always go wash my arms and my hands. And I have a homemade soap that I buy from like this lady that sells them, but it's a soap of frankincense and myrrh. And so I wash and cleanse energy really, really good before clients, after clients, etc. Before readings, after readings, etc. And so that's what I'm getting is like, make sure after you go down a rabbit hole and you're like, you know, all this information's like flying at you and coming at you. For some reason, they're like, be sure you cleanse your energy good afterwards. Okay? All right. That way you can continue your research or your rabbit hole diving, and you're not getting weighed down, and like that stuff isn't piling up, and like you're not absorbing it all. You're observing it all, but you're not absorbing it all, kind of a thing, okay? I want to point out on this card right here, see like the face? See how the face is coming through the light rays? This right here, like people get frustrated. They're like, I want to see spirit guides. I want to see ascended masters and angels, and I want to see them like visually. First of all, that has to do with your frequency, your you know, your energy and your frequency. That's what it has to do with. You know, like if you're still like attached to a bunch of toxic energy, low vibe energy, you know, things like that, like it's going to be harder for you there. It's going to be harder for you to see. You know, the more you detach and the more you align and the further you rise and just detach, and your energy is more clear and you're more clear and you're surrounded, you know what I mean? You're going to have more clear sight, vision, things of that nature too. But anyways, this is like how I see them. Can they show up like in a more solid form? Yeah, but like for a long time, like I could just feel them and sense them and hear them. And then I started being able to see them. I mean, I see ghosts, I see apparitions, I see spirits. I'll be walking down the street and I will see a spirit walking down the street too. And then when I go to look at them, they're gone. But I saw them, you know? It happens a lot. It freaks me out a lot of times too, because I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't see you, sorry, like, oh God, you know? But anyways, this is how they come through, spirit guides, ascended ones, things like that. Most of the time it's like their face and like maybe their like ethereal quantum bodies. You know what I mean? But I wanted to point that out because that's a good visual. And you guys will know. If you know, you know, right? So anyways, I just want to bring that up real quick. But also, for me, this is like your higher self looking down at all this stuff. And it's like astrally, like you're able to go through astrally and like remote view and see like from the astral realm certain situations and truths and things like that, okay? I mean, you guys, this is a lot of like things that have been covered up, and you know what I mean? Like you can actually go there astrally and look in. So this would be you looking in on whatever is happening, okay? Or whatever, you know, you're being called to learn about or dig deeper about or uncover or, you know, read about or whatever it is, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, like the download said, Spirit recently took you down a rabbit hole for a reason. Nothing is coincidental, okay? They purposely put, like, well, we can get into that another day, but the whole like English language and the way that was created, and like there's a lot of manipulation and the words that were like purposely programmed in, like luck, coincidence, those kinds of things, knowing damn well there's no such thing as a coincidence, knowing damn well there's no such thing as luck, there's only alignment, right? But there's no such thing as that. So if you're being called to certain things, it's for a reason, like the message says. All right, let's get some more cards here. What else do we want to add to this? Food insecurities. Okay. I'll channel off these cards in a moment. It says the easiest way to destabilize a region is to destabilize its food supply. So again, this has to do with things that are happening on the earth right now at this very moment. Catch my drift? All of the fires, right? Okay. The jet planes that fly through the air in a lot of regions that expel a lot of things from, you know what I mean? Limiting access to food forces dependency. So limiting access to food forces dependency, and compliance becomes a survival strategy. So meaning they go after the food, it makes people dependent, and they have no choice but to obey. So for some of you guys, that's a part of your soul purpose here, is you are being taken down the rabbit holes of this kind of stuff, you know, the data centers and water disappearing and, you know, this kind of stuff. And so you're actually one of the souls here. Like for me, I know about these things. I see them clear as day. I know, right? As an oracle, as a seer, these are the things that we pick up on, okay? Not every oracle and seer, etc., is meant to see every single thing. People will be like, they think they're Billy Badass, like they're challenging me and my gifts or something, and they're in their distorted ego, and they'll be like, yeah, so did you hear about this? Like low key being like, well, if you're really a psychic, you should have seen it coming, you know? Or idiot things like, well, if you're really a psychic, what are the winning lotto numbers? I'm like, well, that's why I have these gifts, and you don't, first of all, because these gifts aren't meant to be used to fluff your ego and your distortion. These gifts are not they're not meant to be used for self-gain and greed and manipulation in those ways. Can you tell me who's gonna win this sports event? You know? Well, if you're a real psychic, you could tell me who's gonna win. If you're a real psychic, you know what I mean? Things like that. And I'm like, yawn. Okay. All right. People are gonna challenge you. People are gonna challenge you. And what you're being called to do right now, like the Spirit said, like your higher self is saying, like your guides, like your ascended masters and ancestors, they're like, no, we are guiding you to certain information for a reason. We're guiding you to certain rabbit holes for a reason. We are asking you to look up certain information for a reason, because it's part of your soul purpose. And then what you do is you go and you share these things, you speak these truths, you let people know. And you're gonna have a lot of pushback, especially from the ones in lower frequency, like lower consciousness. They're not awake, they don't know any better. Just like when we were asleep, we didn't know any better. It doesn't mean they're idiots and morons and, you know, all these things, okay? Like, we have to stop acting superior and judging because we're awakened and they're not. When there was one point where I was completely asleep and very Christian, and, you know, I literally was like judging people like, well, you're not saved. You're going to hell. You're going to hell, buddy. You know, I've been there. We've all been there. We weren't, well, actually, we were born awake, pretty awake. But you know what I mean. Everything shut down at a certain age, and then it reactivated and opened again. Our job here is to help all, to help the we. Even the ones who ridicule you and criticize you and crucify you and judge you and make fun of you and you know, gossip about you. Yeah, we're here to help and save all. And the way that we do that is by anchoring in our truth. Right? And Spirit is confirming for you. So like, let's say you get taken down a rabbit hole of something, right? I mean, it could be literally anything, you guys. The list of what these things could be is infinite, basically. But one of them is, you're here to expose Big Brother about this kind of stuff and let people know this is another trap. This is an illusion. This is what they're doing. Don't feed into it. Don't buy into it. Stay in your heart and stay in that abundant, infinite you of the heart. Of this earth and this universe is abundant. There is never a shortage. That's a trap. That's a consciousness trap and a consciousness narrative that is a trap. Okay? To instill fear. And then what do? They feed off your fear and your worry and your pain. That's what they want. So you're one of the souls to help people wake up from that by embodying it, by talking about it, not by projecting your knowing and opinion onto people like, well, you're wrong. Okay, we're not here to prove points and have ego battles with people, okay? Like, that's not who we are. And if you're still in that, then maybe it's not time for you to share things like that. Like, you're not in that place yet, you know? To be able to talk and share and speak from a place of love without getting triggered, without getting offended and defensive and all those things. Okay, bottom of the deck. Biological Illness can spread naturally, or it can spread by design. In a world where science and politics intertwine, the truth can be hard to trace. Okay? So again, you're being taken down rabbit holes about this stuff here. You're being called to action. You're being called to learn about these things for a really big reason. And listen, this is part of your soul work. So somehow, some way, this is a part of how you also make money in your new earth and new timelines. This is how you, establish new connections and friendships, opportunities. Like, it's through following your soul path and work that these doors just start opening in one way or the next. Okay? Whether you're talking on a podcast, you're maybe writing a book about all of this or about certain things, it could even have nothing to do with this stuff right here. But whatever it is, you're meant to share it. You're not meant to absorb it and just keep it all in to yourself. This is stuff you're meant to share and help other souls with and help the earth with, etc. Which is why I'm here channeling this message, letting you know, hey, you're going down those rabbit holes for a divine purpose and reason, not because you're just bored or you just fell into that rabbit hole. Like, no. It's for a reason. Okay? Then we have controlled collapse. All of these sound pretty familiar to our current, to the false timeline narratives that are out there right now that people are still tuning into. Souls like us, we are way ascended beyond this stuff. We transcended this shit a while ago. We know better. We know better. Okay? This is talking about, what went down globally in 2020. There it is right there. And, okay, we're the souls to make sure that stuff never happens again. Okay? It's also like biohacking and, infiltration, how they infiltrate through the brainwaves, through the mind, through the Wi-Fi, through the 5G, 6G, like all this stuff. You're here talking about this stuff for a reason. You're here to share it for a reason. Okay, so I'm here confirming for you that you're not just someone, like, yeah, you're inquisitive and you're curious and you like learning and, but for some of you guys, you're like, I don't know why Spirit keeps showing me these things, but they keep showing me these things over and over and over again. They're showing you the same thing over and over and over again until you do something with it. Until it clicks where you're like, oh, okay, I see. Controlled collapse. When structures fall in a pattern too precise to be coincidence, it may not be decay, it may be demolition. The blueprint for the new world is often drawn in the rubble of the old. Okay, and then it speaks of cosmic cycles. So again, you're someone who's been around for many, many, many cosmic cycles, universal cycles, earth cycles, very poignant times of history. Not just on earth, but in other realms too. Okay? In other realms, in other places, in star systems, etc. Okay? But you're like, you've seen all this before in past lives. You've seen what they do. You know the trickster energy. And so you're one of the angelic alchemists here to make it all right. And to help you activate and to help you remember and to help you know, this is what you keep getting called to, is the rabbit holes, to the information, to a book, to a source, to a reader, to a channel, to a YouTube channel or an Instagram page, or, something keeps showing up in your algorithm or whatever it is. The cosmic cycles, it says, not all change is orchestrated. Some is simply the turning of the great wheel, like the wheel of fortune, the wheel of cycles, the wheel of the universe. This is the rhythm of the cosmos at work. So they're letting you know we are in a very powerful cosmic cycle. Again, this is that prophecy. This is like, it was always meant to happen. It was always going to happen, and you were always going to come back here and be here for this moment. You're bringing forth new earth prophecies too. You're prophetic. So you're getting stuff where you're like, okay, well, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go down. And in about 500 years from now, this is what it's going to be like. 1,000 years from now, this is what's going to happen. Or we can expect this. You're going to start having new earth prophecies. Because I see a lot of people being like, oh yeah, I know about all these things. I know about all these things. But it's like, yeah, well, that was prophesied thousands of years ago. A lot of people have heard about this and read about this. Tell me what hasn't been prophesied yet. Let's start there, right? So you're some of the souls who are going to bring that to fruition, okay? So anyways, this is what I've got for you guys. I also have a love reading that I'm about to do and record for you guys. I am back, baby. I am in a new space, and I feel so much lighter, so much more just like I can breathe, and I'm grounding and happier, and just the light has returned, and the glow is glowing, and all the things. So thank you, Mio Moors, as I went through the transition of moving homes, etc. over the last few weeks. If you guys want to book a one-on-one reading session, whatever, all my info is in the description box below. You know, because I am a quantum healer and an oracle, and you know, so I do past life sessions and readings and quantum healing sessions, and you know, all the things, okay. You know, for the quantum healing sessions and the Akashic readings, past life readings, only book if you're absolutely ready for some powerful healing and activation and remembrance. I will say that, okay? Because it's strong. But anyways, I love you guys, and yeah. Also, we just started our next 4 weeks of our Magdalene, Mary, Isis, Hathor Mystery School. So we had you can join at any time. It's not like if you join late, you're going to be missing out or anything like that. You can literally join us at any time. But we just had our second gathering this morning. It was incredible. We are diving deeper into the SEX alchemies of Horus, and you know, activating our inner serpent energy and connecting with our chakras and healing those, and doing, you know, really powerful tantric exercises, and on top of sharing and, you know, healing together and doing activations and, you know, all these things, okay? If you want to join us, it's 4 weeks at a time. So you would join us for 4 Sunday gatherings. We gather every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Zoom. It's always recorded, so you will always get the recording. So if you miss one, or you can't make it, or you're in another time zone, it's all good. We have a lot of people that do that, actually. They prefer that. But we would love to have you. Please, you know, if you're like, I feel ready, you know, I'm ready for community and soul family. This is not a large group. This is a more intimate group, by the way. Okay, so we're talking one-on-one. You could ask questions, you can share. We are all face-to-face over Zoom. It's really fun, really cool, and just so beautiful. Anyways, 111 for the 4 weeks. Just send me an email, GypsyCowgirlTarot@gmail.com. I'm interested in joining the mystery school, and we will get you set up, okay? I think that's it, you guys. Yeah, so I have a divine union, like a love reading to record after this one, and then we're like mid-August, so I'm going to do I'm going to start all the zodiacs. I'm going to do a reading for each of the 12 signs and the zodiacs, and start getting the zodiacs back on track. So so sorry, you guys, but I've not been in that space. I just haven't for a long time, like a year and a half easily. So that old cycle is done. I am now integrating and anchoring into my new life, my new timeline, my new cycle of rebirth and resurrection. And I couldn't be more grateful to everything, to the highs and the lows, to the darkness, to the lessons, to the reflections and everything. So anyways, and I'm just thankful for you guys too. So let me know in the comments down below though, because I'm really curious, what rabbit holes have you been being guided to and taken down? I want to hear about all the things, you guys. Please, please, please share. And thank you so much for hyping this video, because that's how YouTube is like gauging worthy content nowadays. So the more hypes and the more like likes and comments and interaction it gets, that's how it lets YouTube know, hey, this is an awesome channel, this is an awesome video, you should come check this out, right? So thank you for that. And thank you, Mio Moors, for the super comments where you donate and it's like a super comment. Thank you so much for that as well. I pray for each of you guys that bless me in that way. I pray that it is returned to you tenfold. And so it is. Aho. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.